as Eddie Cantor used to say, and I would like to quote him. Show me a player who goes out of his way to avoid a finesse, and I will show you a winning player. As everyone knows, finesses are merely 50%, irrespective of the number of cards you hold in that suit. Of course, on certain dates with bad karma, finesses never ever work. Finesses are 50%, which are very bad odds, so always try to avoid them. Finessing is the most common play by declarers and is the attempt to gain power for a lower ranking card by taking advantage of a favorable position of a higher ranking card held by the opponents. Remember the two basic principles about declarer play, according to Mike Kemmemeyer. Always finesse low to the low honor, except when the declarer has 3 touching cards underneath in either or both hands. And number 2, always lead the high card from the shorter side. There are various excellent playing techniques to avoid finesses. Run a long suit. Use length like a 5-card suit. In the words of Marty Bergen, he never met a 5-card suit that he did not fall in love with. Dummy reversal, the elimination play. Develop winners to avoid a finesse. There are 3 very specialized finesses that the declarer can use, whereby prior to the finesse, the declarer has set up a plan where if the finesse fails, the declarer still has control of the contract. They are the safety play finesse, the avoidance finesse, and the roughing finesse. In my career of teaching surgical residents in the Faculty of Medicine at the University of Toronto, all residents learn visually. As they say, seeing is believing, and once you believe it will follow your brain more easily and retain these new techniques. This has nothing to do with bidding or partnership arrangements or relationships. It has to do with you single-handedly playing as declarer. Using these techniques will make you more of a winner. Bridge does have an arithmetic bent to it. It is too bad that each suit is not 10 cards rather than 13. As everyone knows, multiples of 10 can be easy, and all with their experiences can do addition and subtraction quickly from 10. But 13 is a prime number that can only be divided by itself. Therefore, it cannot be divided into whole numbers, and addition and subtraction is more difficult than with the number 10. A note of caution, these techniques are variable in complexities, so my corrective critics have asked me to make pauses in order to accept and retain the new information and knowledge you may visualize. Furthermore, play this on your computer. You can always pause and replay a selected section or replay the entire video. Let us look at long suit winners. Long suit winners occur when the opponents have no cards left in that suit, and it produces extra winners. Using long suit winners, the declarer can get extra tricks from small cards. However, the declarer must play the suit enough times so that both opponents are void. When there is the same number of cards in a suit, getting extra winners is impossible. Knowledge of the opponent's splits are critical. Knowledge of common hand distribution is very helpful. Let us look at the common combination of how opponents' cards will split. The declarer is holding 6 cards in a suit, 7 cards in a suit, 8 cards in a suit, and 9 cards in a suit. When the declarer has a 6-card fit in a suit, the opponents will have 7 cards. They will split 4-3 62% of the time and 5-2 30% of the time. The others will occur less than 10% of the time. With a 7-card fit, the opponents will have 6 cards, and this is important in no trump declarer play. The opponents will split 4-2 48% of the time and 3-3 36% of the time, and 5-1 15% of the time. 8-card trump fits are very common, and the opponents will have 5 cards. The opponents will split 3-2 68% of the time and 4-1 28% of the time, and 5-0 4% of the time. 9-card fits are really important, especially in the trump suit. They will split 3-1 50% of the time, but only 2-2 41% of the time, but 4-0 only 9% of the time. The summary is when opponents have an even number of cards in a suit, they will split unevenly most of the time. And if the opponents have an odd number of cards, they will commonly split evenly. When we look at common hand distributions, 5 distributions occur 71% of the time. 4-4-3-2 occurs 21.5% of the time. 5-3-3-2 occurs 15.5% of the time. 5-4-3-1 occurs almost 13% of the time. 5-4-2-2 occurs 11% of the time, and 5-3-3-3 occurs 10% of the time. However, by adding 3 more distributions, you get a total of 85% of all the distributions that can occur. When you have a 6-card hand, these are the most common distributions. 6-3-2-2 is 5.6%, 6-4-2-1 is 4.7%, and 6-3-3-1 is 3.5%. Other less common distributions are 5-5-2-1, 3.17%, 4-4-4-1, almost 3%, and 5-4-4-0 is 1.24%. According to Larry Cohen, there are only 3 balanced hands: 4-3-3-3, 4-4-3-2, and 5-3-3-2. And there are only 2 semi-balanced hands, i.e. with 2 doubletons, 5-4-2-2 and 6-3-2-2. It is necessary for the declarer to visualize, count, and remember the opponent's discards in each suit. Let us look at this 8-card trump suit and watch the opponent's discards. Each round we will get a better idea of how the opponent's cards have split. Remember, the opponents have 5 cards. They will split 3-2 68% of the time, 4-1 28%, and 5-0 about 4%. The declarer will play the 5 to the ace, and after one round, if both opponents follow suit, we know it's not a 5-0 split. The second round, if both opponents follow suit, we know it's not a 4-1 split. Therefore, we know there's a 3-2 split, and after the third round, the 4 and 2 are available to trump. Now let us look at this 7-card fit. The opponents have 6 cards. They will split 4-2 48% of the time, 3-3 36% of the time, 5-1 15% of the time, and 6-0 1% of the time. After playing one round, if both opponents follow suit, you know that it's not a 6-0 split. After round 2, if both opponents follow suit, you know that it's not a 5-1 split. If the jack did fall, the declarer's 10 becomes good. After round 3, if both opponents follow suit, the split is 3-3, and your 4 becomes good. After round 3, if one opponent shows out, you know the split is 4-2. Let's look at this 6-card fit and the declarer has 5-1 split. The opponents have 7 cards and they split 4-3 62% of the time, 5-2 30% of the time, 6-1 8% of the time, and 7-0 0.5% of the time. After one round, when both opponents follow suit, you can rule out a 7-0 split. After round 2, when both opponents follow suit, you can rule out a 6-1 split. After round 3, when both opponents follow suit, you can rule out a 5-2 split. This leaves only a 4-3 split. Therefore, the 5th card becomes good. Sometimes the declarer must lose a trick in order to create a long suit winner. Let us now look at this 7-card suit with only an ace, and there must be some losers. The declarer will duck the first round, and if there's no discard, you can rule out a 6-0 split. By ducking the second round, if there's no discard, you could rule out a 5-1 split. On the third round, the declarer should play the ace, and if there's no discard, you could rule out a 4-2 split. Therefore, there is a 3-3 split. Declarer's 4th card becomes a long suit winner. Now let us look at another 7-card fit. This time the split is 5-2. If the opponent's split is 3-3, the declarer gets 2 extra winners, but that occurs only 36% of the time. The declarer must duck and lose the first round. On the second round, the declarer must finesse for the king in the west. On the third round, the declarer must have entries into the dummy. You can review my video called Concept of Entry Management on my YouTube channel. This is an in-depth view of how to get and maintain entries. Now let us look at this hand, which is a 6-note trump by South. Let us count losers. We have the ace king of spades, therefore 2 losers. We have all the top honors of hearts, so we have no losers. We have the ace king queen of diamonds, therefore we have 1 loser. With clubs, we have 2 losers. We need to get rid of 4 losers. When we count winners, we have the ace king of spades, that's 2 winners. With hearts, we have ace, king, queen, jack, that's 4 winners. With diamonds, we have ace, king, queen, that is 3 winners. And with clubs, we just have 1 winner. We just need 2 more winners. Let's do an assessment so we can develop a plan. It is very unlikely that the opponents will have a queen doubleton or a singleton's queen of spades. In hearts, we can develop all 4 tricks, even if they split 4-2, because we have all the top honors. In diamonds, we can develop an extra trick if they split 3-3, but that's a 36% chance. In clubs, we can get 3 extra tricks by repeating the finesse. That's a 75% chance of success. The plan that should be developed is that we do the club finesse first because we have stoppers in all the other suits. Trying to hope for proper splits in the other suits can lead to more loses. Therefore, our plan will be to take the club finesse first. If it loses, the declarer still makes 2 spade tricks, 4 heart tricks, 3 diamond tricks, and 3 club tricks, for a total of 12 to make the contract. Now let us look at South's hand. It is a very powerful distributional hand, 6-4-2-1, and that occurs 47% of the time. And it's one of the more common distributions that occur 85% of the time. However, this 6-card spade suit with its excellent spade sequence is very powerful, and having a singleton and a doubleton makes it even more powerful, even though the high card points are only 9. However, North opens 2-note trump, showing a balanced hand with high card points between 20 and 21. What should South's response be? South should consider slam. How many aces does North have with a strong opening of 2-no trump? Should South transfer to spades or just ask for the number of aces? South bids 4 clubs, which is Gerber, which is not often used but can be used after a 2-no trump bid and a 1-no trump bid. North responds 4-no trump, which shows 3 aces. South now closes the bidding at 6 spades. The opening lead is the 7 of clubs. Let's do an assessment. We can see that North has 20 high card points. There are no spade losers. There is 1 heart loser. There are no diamond losers. With the clubs, the declarer must find the location of the queen of clubs. Or can the declarer avoid finessing for the queen of clubs? The decision must be made at trick 1. In the club suit, the declarer is missing the queen, 10, 9, 8, 7 of clubs, so should not put up the jack of clubs. The declarer will now try to develop an extra diamond trick winner in order to slough a club in his hand. Remember, with a 7-card fit, they will split 4-2 68% of the time. So the declarer must trump high with the king of spades. The diamonds now split 4-2. The declarer will now draw trump. The declarer must still trump high. The declarer will now draw the last trump. Now the 2 of diamonds is a long suit winner, and the declarer will slough a club so that there's no need for a finesse. Looking at all 4 hands, you can see that the declarer used the 5-card diamond suit to avoid a finesse of the clubs, and you see the finesse would have failed. Now let's look at dummy reversal and how to use this to avoid finesses. Dummy reversal is a declarer play technique whereby the declarer uses trump cards in the longer trump hand to ruff and uses the trump cards in the shorter trump hand to draw opponent's remaining trump. There are 4 criteria to use in dummy reversal. The declarer must have all the high trump in both hands. The long trump hand must have a singleton or a void in a side suit. A doubleton would be okay. The 3rd criterion, the short trump hand must have enough entries to enable the roughing back to the hand with the long trump. The 4th, the short trump hand must be able to draw remainder trump from the opponents, usually 3 cards with 2 honors. Following these 4 criteria, further inferences can be taken. Roughing in the long trump hand gives more tricks than roughing in the short trump hand. The hand with the long trump should have sufficiently high trump cards so the opponents cannot over-ruff. The losers in the long trump hand cannot be ruffed or discarded. The declarer should cash the side suits first. The suit with shortness in the long trump hand must be a different suit if there is shortness in the short trump hand. With a 5-3 trump split, you need 3 entries into the shorthand trump, and the opponents are required to have a 3-2 split. With a 5-4 split, you need 2 entries and must be used before drawing trump. Dummy reversal comes up more frequently than realized by declarers, so when you have the 4 criteria, consider always using a dummy reversal. Let us look at this hand. The contract is 4 spades by South with a 9-card trump fit. I'm going to count the losers from South's declarer's hand and then from North's hand independently. Classically, everyone assesses losers from declarer's or South's hand, which has a longer number of trump, and can get rid of losers in the North hand by roughing in the dummy. In assessing losers, you'll see there's 1 heart loser and 3 diamond losers that could be trumped in the dummy. Now let us look at losers from North's hand, which is the shorter number of trump, which can be roughed in South's hand. There are 2 hearts and 1 club loser. In this case, the declarer should choose a dummy reversal play by roughing all of North's diamond losers in South's hand. That is a total of 3 roughs, and drawing trump with North's 4-card trump suit, giving us a total of 7 trump tricks. On this line of play, we make 7 spade tricks, 1 heart trick, 1 diamond trick, and 3 or 4 club tricks, making a total of 12 or 13 tricks. There are 2 bridge expressions: 6-5 or 5-5 come alive, and 6-4 bid some more. These types of hands show the power of distribution. The next hand will demonstrate this concept. North's hand has a 4-3-3 distribution with 4 points in spades, 3 points in hearts, 4 points in diamonds, and 5 in clubs, making a total of 16 points. North should open 1 no trump. South transfers to hearts by bidding 2 diamonds. North completes the transfer by bidding 2 hearts. South bids 3 clubs, a new suit indicating 4 cards, and a game-forcing bid. Because North-South are in a game-forcing auction, North can bid 3 hearts rather than 4 hearts in the philosophy of go slow. The 3 heart bid indicates that he has at least 3 card support in hearts. Now look at South's hand. With an unbalanced hand and a 5-5 split, he can come alive and bids 4 no trump. South responds 5 diamonds, indicating 3 or 0. But South knows that 5 diamonds stands for 3, as North opened 1 no trump. South realizes they have 5 key cards and bids 5 hearts, which is a queen-ass bid. South responds 6 hearts, indicating that he has the queen of hearts. South closes the bidding at 7 hearts. The contract is 7 hearts by North. The opening lead by East is 5 clubs. From playing the card shown here, let us count our winners and losers and develop a plan that will best allow us to get 13 tricks or a grand slam. Let us return to the graphic form for assessment. Let us first do a critical assessment to see whether the 4 criteria are available to execute a dummy reversal. Yes, North-South have all the high trump from ace to 8. Ace-King in the south, Queen-Jack-10 in the north, and 9-8-6 in the south. Yes, there is a singleton in the long trump hand, which is south. Yes, there are many entries to the shorter trump hand, north. Ace of spades, Queen-Jack of hearts, Ace of diamonds, and Ace of clubs. In drawing trump, North-South have 8 trumps, so the opponent's trump must split 3-2, so that the declarer can use Queen Jack 10 in his hand to draw trump. In counting losers, there's only one spade loser. But counting winners, there is one spade winner, 5 hearts winner, 1 heart winner, 5 clubs winner, for a total of 12 winners. The plan is to execute a dummy reversal. We will get extra tricks by roughing diamonds in North's hand using South's long trump hand. This shortens the length in South's hand so that North's Queen Jack 10 can trump. The opening lead by East is the 5 of clubs. North should win it to preserve entries into South's hand. East's lead is unusual and could be a singleton because the declarer has length and strength in clubs. Now from North's hand, the declarer will lead the ace of diamonds, voiding the dummy of diamonds. The declarer next leads the 5 of diamonds and trumps high with the ace of hearts to unblock the entries to North's hand. The declarer now leads a low trump from South's hand to win with the 10, and each of the opponents follow with a heart. The declarer leads another diamond from his hand and trumps with the king of hearts. The declarer leads a low heart to his hand and wins with the jack. As both follow suit, therefore with an 8-card fit in the trump heart suit, the opponent's trump do split 3-2 as they do 68% of the time. Next, the declarer leads the last diamond and trumps with the dummy's 9 of hearts. Then the declarer returns to his hand via the spade suit. Then the queen of hearts draws the last of the opponent's trump. And finally cashes the 4 remaining club tricks to make the grand slam. In summarizing this hand, South and North had the 4 criteria. The trump suit had all the top cards, from the big ace to the little 8. There was a singleton in the hand with the long trump. North's hand at the bottom had enough entries, and the short trump hand could draw all the trump. The declarer smartly used a combination of 2 techniques used in avoiding finesses. The long suit, which was the 5-card club suit, is used to slough the 2 losing spade tricks. In order to use it, the declarer had to use the dummy reversal technique. The next hand will show you how powerful the dummy reversal technique is by playing it first as a dummy reversal, then playing it in the traditional way by drawing trump. The contract is 4 spades by South, and the opening lead is the jack of diamonds. Counting losers either way shows that there's 1 heart loser and 2 diamond losers. But how can the declarer avoid finessing the king of clubs? The declarer's trump is a 9-card fit with all the top honors in both hands, fulfilling the first criterion. The shortness in the long trump hand should be a singleton to avoid, but a doubleton is okay. There are 5 entries into North's hand, the short trump hand: the jack and 10 of spades, the ace king of hearts, and the ace of clubs, fulfilling the 3rd criterion. The 4th criterion is with the 9-card trump fit. The declarer can use the jack and 10 of spades to draw trump. Let us formulate a plan. The declarer will lose 2 diamond tricks right away. After losing 2 diamond tricks, the leader will probably switch to a heart to decrease the entries into the dummy's hand and perhaps Find a weakness in the heart suit. If the finesse wins, we have our 10 tricks. Great! However, if the finesse fails, the declarer can use the dummy reversal to slough the losing heart trick by using the long club suit. The declarer's club suit is a 7-card fit, so the opponents will split 4-2 68% of the time and 3-3 36% of the time. There are sufficient entries into dummy's hand. The opening lead is the Jack of Diamonds. That heart lead puts you at risk to lose a heart trick. Next, declarer comes to his hand using the trump suit. Then starts finessing the king of clubs. It loses with the king of clubs in East's hand, and the opponents return a spade. The declarer will lead the ace of clubs, with both opponents following with a club. Then the declarer will lead another club, but must trump high with the nine of trump so that either opponent cannot over-trump. West shows out so that East started with 4 clubs and West had 2. The split was 4-2. The declarer returns to the dummy using the ace of hearts in the dummy, and then trumps the 2 of clubs with the queen. This voids the opponents of clubs, making the 4 of clubs good. The declarer returns to the dummy with a low spade and plays the winning 4 of clubs to slough the losing 9 of hearts. In reviewing the 4 hands, you will get your 10 tricks using dummy reversal by trumping clubs in the long trump hand with its high trump to make the 5th club a winner and slough the heart loser. Now let us look at the same hand, but play it in the traditional way by drawing trump first. The declarer will lose the first 2 diamond tricks. Then East will lead the Queen of Hearts, indicating that he also has the Jack of Hearts. The declarer will then draw trump. As there was a 9-card fit, only 2 rounds of trump were needed. Declarer leads the 5 of clubs and is going to finesse for the king of clubs, but it loses. East now returns the Jack of Hearts. Declarer wins the hand in the dummy with the Ace of Hearts. From the dummy, the Ace of Clubs is led. Then the 6 of clubs is led and trumped high with the 9. The 5 of spades could be used to enter the dummy with the 10 of spades. The 2 of clubs could be trumped in the declarer's hand, but it is impossible to avoid the heart loser, and the contract is defeated by 1 trick. By comparing the 2 ways of playing this hand, you can see the power of the dummy reversal technique. In conclusion, remember the 4 criteria for dummy reversal. The declarer must have all the high trump in both hands. The long hand trump must have a singleton or void in that suit. Short trump hand must have enough entries to enable the roughing back to the hand with the long trump. The short trump hand must be able to draw remainder trump from the opponents. I must caution you, when you complete your first dummy reversal, you will become so exhilarated and euphoric. It is much better than getting a hole-in-one in a 150-yard hole. Now for your final exam. Look at this hand and you will see that there are 4 spade winners, 5 heart winners, 1 diamond winner, and 2 club winners. This hand came up at the Granite Club in BBO a few days ago. There were 11 tables. 4 tables bid 4 hearts and made 2 extra. 7 tables bid 6 hearts, with 5 tables making 6 and 2 tables making 7. How can you get rid of that losing club trick? The 4 criteria are present, so one must use a dummy reversal to win the extra trick. This is another use of using a dummy reversal. Elimination play, or the strip end play, is an excellent technique to avoid a finesse. It can also be called a throw-in play. The elimination play is the declarer playing technique that usually occurs at the end of the hand, where the declarer first has eliminated 2 dangerous suits. The first is usually the trump suit. The other is a side suit. Then the declarer gives up the lead or throws in the opponents, forcing them to return an awkward lead. The opponents do not have a safe exit card and must give the declarer a slough and a rough so that he discards a loser in one hand while roughing a winner in the other hand. Or the opponent must lead into a 2-way finesse. Therefore, always try to avoid a finesse, and using the elimination play is one of the more useful techniques. Let's look at this hand. South, the opening bidder, has a 5-3-3-2 distribution with 4 aces and the jack of spades, with high card point 17 and a 5-card suit. By adding 1 point for the 5-card suit gives South 18 points. So South should open 1 spade rather than 1 no trump. South, with 4 controls in the aces and a good 5-card suit with 10s and 9s, is way too strong to open 1 no trump. To show this strong hand, South on his rebid must bid 2 no trump. However, North responds with a Jacoby 2 no trump, indicating 4-card support and 13 or more points. The opener's response to Jacoby 2 no trump is a 2-way sequential system that must be used exactly. The opener's response must be answered in this priority. A new suit at the 3 level indicates a singleton or a void in that suit. A new suit at the 4 level indicates a good second suit of 5 cards with 2 of the top 3 honors, therefore must have a singleton. The third priority is the opener rebids 4 of a major with a minimum hand of less than 15 points, usually a 5-3-3 distribution, the philosophy of fast arrival. The fourth priority, if the opener rebids 3 of a major, he has 16 high card points, maybe a doubleton with slam interest, the philosophy of go slow. The fifth priority is bidding 3 no trump, usually with a 5-3-3-2 distribution, and with honors in all the suits. South responds properly, bidding 3 spades with his strong hand. North bids 4 no trump, and South responds 5 clubs, indicating 1 or 4 key cards. North bids 5 no trump, hoping for a grand slam, but South stops at 6 spades. The contract is 6 spades. Let's make an assessment of the losers in the hand. There is a 9-card trump fit, giving the opponents 4 cards, and they will split 3-1 50% of the time and split 2-2 41% of the time. There are no club losers, as the declarer can play the ace-king of clubs and trump the 7 of clubs in declarer's hand. However, let's look at the red suits. It looks like the hearts have one sure loser. In the diamond suit, it looks like we must find the location of the queen of diamonds. And luckily, we have a 2-way finesse for the queen of diamonds. But which way should we finesse the queen of diamonds? The declarer has a potential of 2 losers in the red suits, hearts and diamonds. East plays the jack of hearts. If it is the lowest of equals, then East will have the queen of hearts. However, West's lead of the 7 of hearts might be more telling. He would hardly lead a 7 of hearts from a 3-card suit like Queen 7-2, but could lead from a 4-card heart suit like Queen 7-4-2. However, declarer cannot accurately predict the location of the queen of hearts, but it does look like the queen of hearts is in East and is now offside. I will avoid the finesse of the queen of diamonds using the elimination play. The elimination play starts at first by eliminating or stripping the 2 dangerous suits. The first is to draw trump to eliminate the trump suit, spades, from the opponents. Then eliminate all the clubs from the declarer's hand by trumping the last club in the dummy. After eliminating 2 dangerous suits, I will cash the king of hearts and then give up the lead with the 10 of hearts. At that time, either opponent does not have a safe exit card and must lead into a slough and a rough or lead into the 2-way finesse. Let's draw trump. The spade suit split 3-1. Now let us eliminate the clubs. The declarer will trump the 10 of clubs, thus eliminating clubs from both declarers' hands. Now we cash the king of hearts and then give up the lead with the 10 of hearts. By looking at both East's and West's hand, you can see whoever gets the lead, they are doomed leading into a slough or a rough, or in this case, East must lead into a 2-way finesse, and the declarer will always get 3 diamond tricks to make the contract. Here are all 4 hands. A spade split was 3-1, which occurs 50% of the time. In the heart suit, at the first trick, East played the jack of hearts, which was the lowest of equals, and therefore had the queen of hearts. East also had 5 hearts, and after eliminating clubs, had to lead a diamond into the 2-way finesse. Had East had a club, he would have not led a club because the declarer already trumped a club in his hand. This elimination play effectively avoided a finesse. The elimination play does have variations. West's opening lead is the king of a suit. You know that West probably has the queen underneath. After eliminating two dangerous suits, South, the declarer, can give up the lead, forcing West into a finesse of a virgin suit, with declarer having a combination like ace-queen. Another is when playing in a no-trump contract. The declarer can give up the lead to a specific defender in order for that defender to lead into a finesse. The last declarer playing technique is to develop winners. To develop an extra winner that can be used to slough a loser. But the declarer must have all the controls of the other suits. Now let us look at South's hand with a 7-card spade suit, 3 doubletons, and an ace in 2 of them. The high card points are 17 with 8 winners. South might consider opening 2 clubs. However, West opens the bidding 1 diamond. North passes and East bids 1 heart. What should South bid? A double, 3 spades, or 4 spades? With both opponents bidding, slam is very unlikely. If North has the queen of spades and the king of hearts, game is almost certain. South should bid 4 spades. Everyone passes 4 spades, and West's opening lead is the ace of diamonds. There are no spade losers. The location of the king of hearts is unknown, and that may be a loser. There are 2 diamond losers and 1 club loser. The declarer has 5 hearts, the opponents have 8. They will split 5-3 47% of the time and 4-4 33% of the time. We can avoid the heart finesse by leading the queen of hearts and give up the lead early, making the jack of hearts a winner in order to slough the club loser, the 10 of clubs, and using the queen of spades to get to the dummy before drawing trump. The declarer will have control of the spades, the hearts, the diamonds because he can ruff, and the clubs with the ace of clubs. As expected, the opponents start to lead the diamonds. In this case, the declarer leads the ace of hearts and then the queen of hearts to give up the lead. Now the declarer leads the queen of hearts to give up the lead. The jack of hearts is a winner and can slough the 10 of clubs. The opponents return the club suit. The declarer then draws trump by first leading the ace of spades and then going to the dummy with the queen of spades. 2 rounds of spades are required. Declarer then leads the jack of hearts and sloughs the 10 of clubs, which is a loser. Declarer has the rest of the cards as he has only trump in his hand. Looking at all 4 hands, you will see that with the 9-card trump fit, the opponent split was 2-2, occurring 41% of the time. However, the heart split was 6-2, that occurs only 8% of the time. Now let us look at the safety play finesse. Safety play occurs when the declarer maximizes the chances for fulfilling the contract by ignoring a chance for a higher score. commonly performed in imp scoring. It is often used where there is bad distribution and when the finesse may fail, and occasionally the declarer may purposely lose a trick. Let us look at this hand. South has a 6-card major suit with a singleton and a 6-3-3-1 distribution. Lots of major honors, but a singleton king of diamonds, which can be a wasted 3 high card points. South has 15 high card points with a singleton. With a 6-card major, South should always open 1 spade, never 1 no trump. Playing normal Bergen raises, North bids 3 diamonds, showing a limit raise with 4-card support. If North was playing standard American, he could have bid 3 spades. South closes the bidding with 4 spades. The opening lead is the Queen of Diamonds from West. Let us count losers. Spades, 0. Hearts, 3. But the location of the Ace of Hearts is unknown, and it is a guess, rendering a 50-50 chance. There is 1 diamond loser and no club losers. Let us make an assessment to develop a plan. West is the danger hand, as the declarer never ever want him on the lead. Because East may have the Ace of Hearts, and if West leads a heart, the opponents may capture declarer's King of Hearts, losing 3 heart tricks, failing to make the contract. The declarer has 7 clubs, and the opponents will split 4-2 68% of the time, so there is about a 36% chance that the Jack of Clubs may be lost if East has 4 clubs with the Jack. Is there a way to 100% guarantee the contract so it does not matter where the location of the Jack of Clubs is? After losing the first diamond trick, East returns West's lead, a diamond. The declarer roughs the diamond in his hand and draws trump, landing in declarer's hand. East returns a diamond. Declarer plays a small trump. Declarer draws trump. With a 10-card fit, the opponent split 2-1 78% of the time. The next step is to finesse the Jack of Clubs through West. Because West is the danger hand, the declarer will execute a safety play finesse by not giving West the opportunity to get the lead. The declarer will first lead the Ace and Queen of Clubs. Now the declarer will execute a safety play finesse. After 2 rounds of clubs, and if the clubs split 4-2, one of the opponents will be out. Leading this 3rd round of clubs, the declarer will see exactly how the clubs did split. Declarer will lead his last club, the 7. West will show out or play a low club. If he does play the Jack of Clubs, you'll take it with the King. If West does show out, play the King of Clubs, then the 10 of Clubs, giving East the lead. East will have no spades or clubs to lead, and therefore must lead a heart or a diamond. If East leads a heart, the declarer will slough a heart, leaving only 1 heart in his hand, a loser-on-loser technique. If East leads a diamond, the declarer will slough a heart in his hand and roughen the dummy. If East plays a low club, dummy will play the 10 of clubs. If it should win, play the King of Clubs next, slough a heart in the South's hand, and make an over trick. However, if it loses to the Jack of Clubs, East will be on lead. East will have no spades, but must play a heart, a diamond, or a club. If East leads a heart, the declarer will slough a heart, leaving only one heart in his hand, a loser-on-loser technique. If East leads a diamond, the declarer will slough a heart in his hand and roughen the dummy. The club lead declarer will win his king of clubs in the dummy and slough a losing heart in his hand to make the contract. You can see that East is void after 3 rounds of clubs, indicating that West had 4 clubs to the jack. Declarer from dummy now leads the king of clubs and sloughs a losing heart trick from South's hand. With only 2 hearts in South's hand, declarer using the safety play finesse can guarantee the contract. By finessing the clubs using the safety play finesse technique, the declarer guarantees his contract of 4 spades. This hand demonstrates the effectiveness of a safety play finesse. It is similar to the elimination play, and some would call this a variation of the elimination play, but seeing it as a safety play finesse makes it more memorable. Next, let us look at the avoidance finesse technique. The avoidance finesse is used to delay a finesse until the exact location of the danger opponent is discovered. The declarer can use the discovery play to locate the position of the danger opponent. It is very similar to a safety play finesse, as both require the existence of a danger opponent. South, the opener bidder, has 4 spades with the ace-king, 5 hearts with the king-queen, 3 diamonds with the ace, and a singleton 2 of clubs. This 5-4-3-1 distribution with its major honors is stronger than its high card points, which is 16, and should open 1 heart. Playing 2/1 and Bergen raises, North bids 3 spades. This is not a Bergen raise. It is a splinter bid. A splinter bid is a double jump with a singleton or void in the bid suit, 4 card support in the partner's opening suit, and game forcing values, either high card points 15 or 17 or high card points 13 above, according to partnership agreement. This type of bid agrees hearts or trump. Some partnerships do not use splinter bids because they feel it consumes too much space and just use Jacoby 2-no trump, while most love and use splinter bids because it gives your partner the exact description of your hand. However, East interferes with 4-club bid, probably with long, good clubs, and is preemptive with all his high card points and clubs. Because the splinter bid agrees that the hearts are trump, South Q bids 4 diamonds, indicating the ace of diamonds. North closes the bidding at 4 hearts. South, still interested in slam, Q bids spades, showing the ace of spades. North Q bids 5 diamonds, showing second round control of diamonds or the king of diamonds. South now closes the bidding at 6 hearts. West's opening lead is the 3 of clubs. Let us assess the hand from 2 perspectives: the bidding assessment and counting losers. East's 4-club bid means he has probably 8 clubs with the ace, king, jack. North-south have 4 clubs, therefore West may have a singleton. When counting losers, there is no spade or heart losers. There is 1 club loser, and there are 7 diamonds, but which way to finesse for the queen of diamonds? First, let's count clubs. How many does East really hold? If East holds 8, it will be very easy to find the location of the other 5 clubs, with declarer only holding 4 cards. Next, we will draw a trump. With a 10-card heart fit, they should break 2-1 78% of the time, 3-0 22% of the time. We will count how many hearts each opponent did have. In playing the spade suit, the declarer knows that the opponents have 8 cards, and they will split 5-3 47% of the time and 4-4 33% of the time. So the declarer must trump twice in dummy's hand with the 8 and 3 of spades in declarer's hand. West's opening lead is the 3 of clubs. Declarer plays the queen of clubs. East plays the king of clubs and returns the jack of clubs. Declarer must trump high with the king of hearts. By counting, East had 2 clubs, declarer had 4, so East had 7, not 8 clubs. By playing the hearts, there was a 2-1 split, with West having 2 and East having 1 heart. Let us play spades and see whether they split 5-3 or 4-4. We will play the ace and king of spades first. Then play the 3rd round of spades, watching the opponent's discards. Then play the 4th round by returning to declarer's hand via the trump. After playing the 3rd round, as both East and West followed suit, the spades must be split 4-4, not 5-3. From using many discovery plays, the declarer first found that East had 7 clubs, then 1 heart, and finally 4 spades for a total of 12 cards. Therefore, East only has a singleton diamond. With East having a singleton diamond, declarer must first lead a diamond to the ace in South's hand. If East has the singleton queen of diamonds, it will fall. Otherwise, you are certain West has the queen, and you can finesse West for the queen of diamonds. It is unnecessary to use the theory of vacant spaces. The queen of diamonds does not fall, so the declarer can finesse the queen of diamonds through West. Now the declarer will play the 10 of diamonds and then return the king. Vacant space can be defined as the number of locations in which a particular card can occur. The theory of vacant spaces is that the probability that an opponent holds a particular card in a suit is directly proportional to the number of vacant spaces in that suit. Therefore, there is a great chance of an important card being where the vacant spaces are greater. Reviewing the 4 hands, you can see the unusual distribution of all the hands and see the importance of counting. In this hand, guessing the location of the queen of diamonds would only be 50%. But using counting, there is absolutely no guess. The declarer should always count distribution to help locate the opponent's important cards. This helps the declarer to maximize the number of winners. Next, let us look at the roughing finesse. A roughing finesse is a declarer playing technique in which the declarer is missing 1 higher ranked honor in a suit, with 2 sequential honors underneath in one hand and a void in the other. For instance, the ace and king of hearts have been played. The declarer is missing the queen of hearts, but the jack and 10 in one hand and a void in the other. The declarer would lead the jack or 10 from one hand, hoping the first defender, east, to have the missing queen. If the defender fails to play the queen, the declarer lets it ride. If the defender plays the queen, it is trumped. The roughing finesse is a technique where the declarer would lead the top of a sequence, and if it was not covered, the declarer would let it ride, but discarding a loser with a loser-on-loser technique. However, if it was covered, it would be trumped, making the other card in the sequence a winner. Let's look at this hand and assess South's hand. South has a 6-card major with 16 points. South has 2 doubletons, both with major honors. South also has many major honors like aces and kings. South should never bid 1 no trump with a 6-card major, but could open 1 no trump with a 6-card minor with a similar distribution. However, North is the opener and opens 1 club. With this strong hand, South bids 1 spade. North rebids 2 spades, indicating 4-card support. What should South rebid? 3 spades, 4 spades, or think of slam and bid 4 no trump? South with a 10-card fit and 2 sets of doubletons, both with major honors, should have slam interest and bid 4 no trump. North responds to the 1430 Roman keycard Blackwood 4 no trump bid by bidding 5 diamonds, indicating 0 or 3 keycards. With 4 keycards, 5 exactly, and the queen of trump, South closes the deal at 6 spades. West's opening lead is the king of diamonds, indicates that West also has the queen underneath, and then reveals our partner's hand. Let us assess and calculate our losers. We can see that we have a 10-card spade fit with no losers. The opponents have 3 cards against us and will split 2-1 75% of the time and 3-0 22% of the time. There are no heart losers, but there is 1 diamond loser and 1 club loser. The plan is to draw trump, cash the ace and king of hearts, and try a roughing finesse by leading the jack or the 10 of hearts, and sluffing a diamond loser. After winning the first trick with the ace of diamonds, the declarer now draws 2 rounds of trump. First cash the king of hearts, then the ace of hearts, landing in the dummy in preparation for the roughing finesse. Now lead the 10 of hearts. If East covers, you trumpet. If East fails to cover, you sluff a diamond loser. West returns a diamond, and it is trumped by declarer. Declarer returns to the dummy with a club, leads the 10 of hearts, and sloughs a club loser to avoid a club finesse. Looking at the four hands, notice the spade split was 2-1, as they do 75% of the time. The heart suit can be set up perfectly for a roughing finesse, sluffing the diamond loser if necessary, as was done in this hand. Using a roughing finesse avoided the need for a heart finesse. In review, please remember the four playing techniques. Run long suit winners, must deplete all opponent's cards from a suit and use the remainder small cards to win extra tricks. Remember the four criteria of dummy reversal. The declarer must have all the high trump in both hands. The long trump hand must have a singleton or a void. The short trump hand must have enough entries. The short trump hand must be able to draw trump from opponents. The elimination play. Eliminate the two dangerous suits, usually trump and a side suit. Throw in the opponents and give up the lead purposefully. The opponents will have no safe exit lead. They will lead into a slough and a rough or lead into a specific finesse. And the fourth playing technique is to develop winners. These extra winners can be used to slough losers. Now let us review the three specialized finesses. The safety play finesse. Make a finesse so that the danger hand never ever gets the lead. The avoidance finesse. Delay a finesse until the exact location of the danger hand is discovered. Roughing finesse. The declarer will lead the higher of adjacent honors, and if it is not covered, can discard a loser. I would like to thank the following professional bridge teachers for their contribution to my teaching video. I have listed them in alphabetical order. Thanks to Marty Bergen, Ron Bishop, Larry Cohen, Elmer Fudd, Mike Kammermeyer, Eddie Cantor, Mike Lawrence, Marty Romas, Barbara Seagram, and Ralph Welton. I would also like to thank my bridge colleagues who were instrumental in performing their personal corrective critical analysis and making improvements to make better this teaching video. From Toronto, Canada, Linda Brent, Craig Ellis, Janet Macy, Jocelyn McDonald, Jane Stevenson. And from Raleigh, North Carolina, Bill Lelever, who was a surgical resident with me years ago. I know that I've learned so much in making this movie, and by reviewing this many times, it will make you, as declarer, a winning player.